Welcome to my channel Most Expensive Coins. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most intriguing modern coins from the United States, the 1988 1-cent coin, also known as the Lincoln penny. You might be wondering, what makes a coin with a face value of just 1 cent possibly worth thousands, or even more, in collector markets? Stick around to find out. First, let's talk about the basics of the 1988 Lincoln penny. Issued by the U.S. Mint, this coin features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front, or obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner. This design has been used for the U.S. penny since 1909. The reverse side of the coin shows the Lincoln Memorial, a design that was used from 1959 to 2008. In 1988, the U.S. Mint produced billions of pennies across its Philadelphia and Denver mints. The Philadelphia coins lack a mint mark, while the Denver minted pennies are marked with a small d below the date. At first glance, these coins appear identical to other pennies minted in the same era. But as it turns out, there are a few hidden factors that make certain 1988 pennies incredibly valuable. Let's talk about what makes some 1988 pennies more valuable than others. Most coins minted in 1988 are quite common and are worth about face value. But some rare varieties and minting errors can push their value into the thousands. Here's a breakdown of the key factors that influence the value of a 1988 penny. 3 main factors can make a 1988 penny highly collectible: rare errors, variations in the coin's minting, and the coin's overall condition. One of the most sought-after variations in 1988 pennies is the wide AM and close AM varieties on the reverse side. These variations refer to the spacing between the letters A and M in the word America on the reverse side of the coin. While most 1988 pennies have a wide AM, a rare 1988 penny with a close AM can be worth thousands if in pristine condition. Another valuable variation is the double die error. Some 1988 pennies exhibit a doubling of the design on certain areas, particularly on Lincoln's portrait or the inscriptions. Look closely for doubling on words like liberty or in God we trust. Even minor doubling can make a huge difference in value. These errors can occur due to a misalignment during the minting process, creating 2 overlapping images. Finally, the condition of the coin, or its grade, plays a huge role in determining its value. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70 by professional grading companies, with higher numbers representing better conditions. A mint state 1988 penny with no visible signs of wear can fetch a much higher price than a worn-down, circulated one. Now that we know what to look for, let's talk about potential values. The average 1988 penny is typically worth only a cent or slightly more in circulated condition. However, rare varieties like a high-grade 1988 close AM penny or a double die error can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars in today's market. In recent years, certain 1988 Lincoln pennies have sold for impressive amounts. High-grade examples of the 1988 close AM variant, for instance, have fetched up to $1,000. Meanwhile, pennies with a strong double die error could command even more, especially if they're in top condition. So, what makes a single penny worth so much money? It all comes down to rarity and demand. When a minting error or a unique variation is discovered, collectors become very interested in acquiring these coins, especially in high grades. There are relatively few examples of these 1988 error pennies in top conditions, which drives up demand and, consequently, the price. If you've got a collection of 1988 pennies or simply want to check your loose change, here's what to do: look closely at the letters A and M in America on the reverse. If they're very close together, you might have a rare variety. Use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to check for any signs of doubling in the words or Lincoln's image. If you think you have a valuable penny, consider sending it to a professional grading service. A high-grade rating can dramatically increase the value. While most pennies minted in 1988 aren't particularly valuable, it's possible that these rare variants will continue to appreciate in value over time as more collectors seek them out. The 1988 close AM and double die error pennies represent a unique slice of American minting history, and they are likely to remain popular among collectors for years to come. So, there you have it. A simple penny from 1988 could potentially be worth a fortune if it has one of these rare characteristics. Next time you get change, take a close look at those pennies. Who knows? You might have a hidden treasure just waiting to be discovered. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable coins, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for updates. Leave a comment if you've ever found a rare coin or if you're planning to start looking. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting. Next, 1983 D1 cent. Today, we're diving into the story of one of the most surprising treasures in modern American coinage, the 1983 D penny. Yep, you heard that right. Just a simple penny could potentially be worth, wait for it, thousands or even millions of dollars. Yes, a face value of 1 cent could be hiding a small fortune in plain sight. Let's break down how this happened, what to look for, and why some versions of this coin are so incredibly valuable. So, if you're a collector, an enthusiast, or just someone looking to make a little extra cash, keep watching. First things first, let's take a quick look at the 1983 D penny itself. The 1983 penny has Abraham Lincoln's iconic profile on the obverse side, with the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, a design that was common from 1959 until 2008. The D on this penny means it was minted in Denver, Colorado, and that little letter can make a huge difference in its value. Now, in 1982, the U.S. Mint made a significant change to the penny. Until then, pennies were primarily made from copper, but copper had gotten more expensive over the years. So, to save costs, the mint switched to a core of zinc coated with copper, meaning these post-1982 pennies contain only a fraction of the copper as earlier coins. So why is the 1983 D penny worth so much? Not every 1983 D penny is valuable, but a few extremely rare ones are. It all comes down to a rare minting error. Some of the 1983 pennies were accidentally struck on older copper planchets, those pre-1982 copper blanks. These copper coins are much heavier than the standard zinc pennies. A typical zinc 1983 D penny weighs about 2.5 grams, while a copper one weighs around 3.1 grams. So, if you come across a 1983 penny that feels just a bit heavier, you might want to grab a scale and check the weight. That slight difference can mean the coin is one of these rare errors, potentially worth tens of thousands or even millions of dollars. Errors like this can happen when old planchets, that's the blank coin before it's stamped, are accidentally left in a hopper when the mint switches metals. In the chaos of mass production, it's easy to imagine a few slipping through. These unique errors are known as transitional errors since they occurred during a major change in coin composition. To spot a valuable 1983 D penny, first look at the mint mark, make sure there's a D for Denver. Then, weigh it. If it's around 3.1 grams, there's a good chance you're holding one of the rare copper 1983 pennies. Of course, the condition matters, too. Coins in mint condition are always worth more. Now, let's talk about the real money. These rare copper pennies have sold for incredible prices at auction. One 1983 D penny struck on a copper planchet sold for over $15,000. But here's the kicker. Another one of these pennies was projected to sell for upwards of $45.9 million. That would make it the most valuable US penny ever, so why such a high value? Well, this comes down to a few factors: rarity, demand among collectors, and historical significance. Rare coins like these can generate bidding wars among collectors who see them as irreplaceable pieces of history. Let's say you're lucky enough to find one of these pennies. What should you do? First, make sure you store it properly. Coins are sensitive to scratches, moisture, and oils from your skin, so consider using a plastic holder or a special coin case to keep it in good shape. And remember, don't clean your coin. Cleaning can reduce its value, especially if you're looking at a high-grade collectible coin. It's best to leave any dirt or tarnish as it is. So, there you have it. The story of the 1983 D penny, a simple 1-cent coin that could turn into a major payday. If you've got any 1983 pennies, especially with that Denver D, it's worth giving them a closer look. Remember to weigh them, handle them carefully, and get them authenticated if you think you've hit the jackpot. Who would have thought a tiny, ordinary penny could have such a big story behind it? So, next time you get change, keep an eye out for those rare finds. You never know, you might be holding the next $1 million penny in your hands. Thanks for joining me on this journey through coin history. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss any of our treasure hunting tips and numismatic secrets. Until next time, happy hunting, and may your pocket change bring you big riches. Next 2013 D1 cent United States of America. Today, we're diving deep into the world of US coins, focusing on the humble 2013 Lincoln 1-cent penny. You might not give a second thought to these little coins in your pocket, but did you know some rare pennies can be worth a fortune? And yes, you heard it right, there are some stories out there about modern pennies valued as high as $36 million. Now, not every penny in circulation will reach that level, but the history, design, and rare varieties of the 2013 penny make it a fascinating piece. Let's dive into how these coins are valued and uncover any truth to these high-dollar claims. Let's start with a bit of history. The Lincoln penny has been an iconic part of U.S. currency for over a century. First introduced in 1909, the Lincoln penny was designed by Victor David Brenner to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Over the years, the Lincoln penny has seen a variety of changes, especially in the reverse design. But in 2010, the U.S. Mint introduced the current Union Shield design on the back to represent unity and strength. By the time we get to 2013, we see this design still in place on the reverse side. So what's so special about the 2013 penny? Well, like every coin minted, it's subject to unique circumstances, errors, and rare varieties that collectors seek out. The value of a coin is driven by factors like rarity, demand, condition, and specific varieties. Most 2013 pennies are worth their face value of 1 cent. But here's where things get interesting, there are certain pennies from each year that stand out due to errors or unique traits. In coin collecting, even a small error can make a big difference. For example, if a 2013 penny has a double die error where the design is duplicated slightly due to a misalignment in the minting process, it could be worth far more than face value. Similarly, a with parts of the design off-center can catch a collector's eye and demand a premium, but why are these errors so valuable? It comes down to rarity and interest. Each error makes the coin unique, and that uniqueness drives up the value. So, where does this story of a $36 million penny come from? Well, there have been historical instances where certain coins, even pennies, have reached high values at auction. The most famous example is the 1943 copper penny. Most pennies in 1943 were made from steel because copper was needed for the war effort. Only a few copper pennies from that year made it into circulation, and today they are incredibly rare and can sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars. But for a 2013 penny to reach that kind of value, it would likely need an error of unprecedented rarity or a unique history. Rumors about massive coin values often circulate, especially online, but finding a $36 million penny is, well, let's just say it would be very unlikely for a modern penny like the 2013 to reach that amount without an extremely unique factor. Okay, so what should you be looking for if you want to check the value of your 2013 pennies? There are a few key things that could indicate a rare coin. Look for common mint errors like the double die or off-center strikes. You might need a magnifying glass for this, as these errors can be subtle. If you have an uncirculated 2013 penny or one with no visible scratches or wear, it could be worth more to collectors. Coins in mint condition tend to attract more interest. Certain mint marks can also add value. For 2013, check to see if you have a penny minted in San Francisco, Denver, or no mint mark, which indicates it was minted in Philadelphia. So, realistically, what is the value of a 2013 penny today? For most pennies, the value is still 1 cent. However, if you have a penny in pristine condition or with an interesting error, it might be worth anywhere from a few cents up to a couple of dollars to the right buyer. A list showing common value ranges for different types of 2013 pennies, $5 to $50 or more, depending on rarity. If you're really lucky and find an exceptionally rare error, you could see even higher prices, but $36 million, well, let's just say that's in the realm of dreams. In the end, collecting pennies is about the thrill of the hunt and the joy of discovery. While you may not find a $36 million penny, the stories behind these coins make each one a little piece of history in your pocket. So, keep an eye out. You never know what treasures might be hiding in plain sight. And who knows, maybe one day, a penny from your collection could be worth much more than a cent. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more deep dives into the world of rare coins. Next, 2017 1 cent United States of America. Today, we're diving into the world of US coins, specifically the 2017 Lincoln penny, or 1 cent coin. This small piece of American currency has a long history, but you might be surprised to learn that some rare examples have fetched incredible sums at auction. Could your pocket change be worth big money? Let's find out. The 2017 Lincoln penny, also known as the 1 cent coin, is a staple in American currency. Although its face value is, of course, just 1 cent, certain coins in pristine condition or with rare errors have the potential to be worth far more to collectors. Before we get into what makes the 2017 penny unique, let's talk about the Lincoln penny's history. The first Lincoln cent was issued in 1909, designed by sculptor Victor D. Brenner to honor Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. This design marked the first time a real person, rather than a symbol like Lady Liberty, appeared on a U.S. coin. This 1 cent coin has gone through various design changes over the decades. From wheat ears on the reverse in its earliest form to the current Union Shield design, which was introduced in 2010. Each iteration has left collectors wondering what unique or rare additions might be hiding in plain sight. So, what about the 2017 Lincoln penny? On the surface, it may look just like every other recent penny with Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Union Shield on the reverse. But what truly makes the 2017 penny a collector's item is its pristine condition, specific minting errors, and some unique versions that were released. Each year, the U.S. Mint produces billions of pennies. In 2017 alone, the U.S. Mint produced over 8 billion Lincoln pennies across the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. While the vast majority are standard issue coins, rare error coins, or pennies in near-perfect condition, can become collector's items and sell for thousands of times their face value. Coin collectors know that an error on a coin can mean big money. Errors happen when something goes wrong during the minting process, leading to unique and sometimes valuable coins. For 2017 pennies, the most notable errors include double dies, which result when a coin is struck twice and an age appears doubled. Another is the off-center strike, which occurs when the coin is not properly aligned in the press, causing the design to be visibly off. These types of errors can add significant value to an otherwise ordinary penny. When it comes to coin collecting, condition is everything. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to perfect mint state. The higher the grade, the more a collector might pay. Most 2017 pennies in circulation show signs of wear and tear and wouldn't fetch much more than face value. But a 2017 penny that is in mint state condition, no scratches, bright luster, and sharp detail, could be worth a premium. For example, a 2017 penny graded at MS 68 could be worth $100 to $200, but coins graded at MS 69 or MS 70 can go for even more at auction. Now, let's talk about the big money. In recent years, we've seen some record-breaking sales at coin auctions for rare pennies. Collectors and investors alike are willing to pay top dollar for high-grade or rare error coins. Although no regular 2017 penny has fetched millions on its own, some pennies in near-perfect condition or with unique errors have sold for impressive amounts. sometimes over $5,000 or more. And in the world of coin collecting, values can rise if demand increases for modern-era coins in pristine condition. There's a myth going around that there's a penny out there worth a whopping $27 million. While it's true that some coins are incredibly valuable, this figure is mostly a myth. No single 2017 penny has sold for anywhere close to $27 million. However, the story does highlight how intrigued people are by the possibility of hidden treasures in their spare change. So, could your 2017 penny be worth millions? Likely not. But could it be worth more than a cent? Absolutely, especially if it has the right combination of condition and rarity. If you have some 2017 pennies lying around and want to know if they might be worth more than face value, here's what to do: look for anything unusual, like doubling, missing letters, or off-center strikes. The shinier and less worn the penny, the higher the potential value. For potentially valuable coins, consider having it graded by a professional coin grading service. Remember, even if you don't strike it rich, collecting coins can be a rewarding hobby, and you never know when you might stumble upon a hidden gem. So, that's the story of the 2017 Lincoln penny. While most are only worth a cent, some rare ones could surprise you. Keep an eye on your pocket change, who knows what treasures are waiting there. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you enjoyed this video. Until next time, happy collecting. Next, 2007 1 cent United States of America. Today, we're going to talk about a 2007 US 1 cent coin that has a story like no other, a penny that could potentially be worth up to $7 million. Yes, you heard that right. And we're going to dive into everything you need to know about this unique penny, its history, and what makes it potentially worth so much. Before we dive into why this 2007 penny could be worth millions, let's take a quick look at the history behind it. In 2007, the United States Mint produced billions of pennies as part of their regular currency production. These pennies featured the familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln on the front side, or obverse, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side. This design has been standard since 1959, when it replaced the original wheat penny design. Now, you might be thinking, well, the 2007 penny sounds pretty ordinary. So what makes it worth anything beyond its face value? And that's where it gets interesting. Most pennies are worth only a cent, but occasionally, rare variations, errors, or unique characteristics can increase their value astronomically. And that's what we're exploring today: why some collectors think this penny could be worth millions. So, what makes a 2007 penny worth up to $7 million? It's not the typical 2007 penny, but one with a very specific and rare error. Coins can have mint errors, which occur during the production process. These errors can range from small details, like double strikes or die cracks, to more noticeable flaws, such as the wrong metal composition or off-center strikes. And some of these errors can make a coin highly valuable. For 2007 pennies, there's one error that has been a topic of discussion in the coin collector community: pennies accidentally struck on the wrong metal or with specific double die errors. If you happen to have one of these rare error pennies, it could be worth anywhere from thousands to potentially millions of dollars, depending on its condition and rarity. Another important factor that makes certain pennies worth more is their metal composition. Modern pennies are usually made from a copper-plated zinc composition. However, in rare cases, a penny might be struck on a bronze planchet, a type of metal blank used in older coins, or other unusual metals, due to mix-ups at the mint. These errors are extremely rare but can happen, especially in a high-production year like 2007. If you happen to find a 2007 penny that's struck on a different metal, that could make it incredibly valuable, because collectors go wild for unique items like this. In fact, one of these error coins could reach a market value in the millions simply due to its rarity. So why do we hear numbers like $7 million thrown around? While there hasn't been a verified sale of a 2007 penny for this amount, it's possible for certain rare coins to attract incredibly high offers at auction. Coins with specific errors, rare metal compositions, or a unique story sometimes fetch far more than anyone could predict because of intense collector demand. The $7 million figure is largely based on speculation, hype, and the possibility that an ultra-rare penny could fetch that kind of money if the right collector is willing to pay. Remember, the exact price depends on the coin's condition, grading, and the desire of collectors to own it. So, while $7 million isn't a guaranteed price, it's a possible one that represents the highest potential of what a rare, error-filled 2007 penny could be worth. You're probably wondering, how can I check if my 2007 penny is one of these rare treasures? Here's a quick guide on what to look for. If your penny feels heavier or lighter than usual, or makes a different sound when dropped, it could be a sign of a metal anomaly. Certain errors are subtle. Look closely at the details, especially near the edges and the year. You may also want to consult a professional coin grader or take it to a coin show. They can help identify any unusual aspects of the penny and give you a better idea of its potential value. If you do find a rare 2007 penny, don't spend it. Instead, handle it carefully and consider getting it graded by a professional service, like the Professional Coin Grading Service or Numismatic Guarantee Corpora. A proper grading can confirm the rarity and condition of your coin and give you a better sense of its market value. So, there you have it, the fascinating story of the 2007 1-cent coin that could potentially be worth a fortune. While most pennies are only worth their face value, some carry hidden value due to rare minting errors or unique compositions. So, keep your eyes open and always check your change. You never know when you might stumble upon a small piece of American history worth big bucks. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed learning about this rare penny, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe for more hidden treasure videos, and leave a comment if you think you might have a valuable coin lying around. Until next time, happy hunting. Next 2006 1 cent. Today, we're diving into one of the most common yet intriguing coins in American history, the Lincoln penny, specifically the 2006 1-cent coin, also known as the 2006 Lincoln Memorial Cent. You'll want to grab any 2006 pennies you have lying around because by the end of this video, you might just find yourself holding a treasure worth far more than you ever imagined. Before we zoom in on the 2006 Lincoln penny, let's take a quick look at its history. The Lincoln cent has been in production since 1909, introduced to honor President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. It was also the first U.S. coin to feature a real person's portrait, and it has become one of the most iconic coins in American history. From 1959 until 2008, the Lincoln Memorial was depicted on the reverse side. This design was in circulation for nearly 50 years until it was replaced by a special series of reverses in 2009, which marked Lincoln's 200th birthday. So, the 2006 Lincoln penny falls right within the last few years of the memorial design, making it part of the coin's modern era. Now, let's get up close and personal with the design details of the 2006 penny. The obverse, or front side, features a classic image of Lincoln that has hardly changed since 1909. On the reverse side, you'll see the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. Look closely, and you can even make out a tiny engraving of Lincoln's statue within the memorial. Okay, now let's talk about mint marks and variations. In 2006, these pennies were minted at two main locations, Philadelphia and Denver. You'll find the D mint mark for Denver and no mint mark for Philadelphia. Most 2006 pennies you find today are in circulated condition, meaning they've been used, so they're generally only worth their face value. But there's more to the story. This is where things get interesting. Although the majority of 2006 pennies are worth just 1 cent, there are certain rare errors and variations that collectors go crazy for. Here are some of the most valuable types of 2006 pennies that have sold for big money. First, let's talk about double die errors. Double die errors occur when the coin's design is accidentally stamped twice, creating a noticeable doubling effect on letters or numbers. Look closely at the date, 2006, or the word Liberty. If you see any doubling, you might just have a valuable coin. Some of these can fetch anywhere from $50 to over $500 depending on the condition and prominence of the error. Another error to look for is an off-center strike. This happens when the coin is not properly aligned during minting, causing part of the design to be missing. An off-center strike of 10 to 15% might not be too valuable, but coins with 50% or more of the design off-center can go for $100 or more. The BIE error is a fan favorite among Lincoln penny collectors. This error occurs when there's a small die break between the B and E in Liberty, creating what looks like a tiny I between the letters. Although these are more common than other errors, certain well-preserved BIE pennies from 2006 can still bring in $10 to $30. Die cracks and cuds are also worth keeping an eye out for. Die cracks can appear anywhere on the coin, and cuds are raised blobs of metal from where part of the die has broken off. These aren't as valuable as double dies, but they're still interesting and can bring in a few extra dollars if you find a collector interested in unique errors. One of the most important factors in determining your coin's value is its condition, or grade. Coins that look brand new are known as mint state and are worth more. Grading services like PCGS or NGC can professionally grade your coin. If you believe you have a rare 2006 penny with an error or in pristine condition, getting it graded could significantly increase its resale value. So, if you do happen to find a rare 2006 penny, what's the best way to sell it? You have a few options. You could list it on online auction sites like eBay, where rare error coins often attract collectors from all over. Alternatively, you can take it to a reputable coin dealer who might give you an offer on the spot. Make sure to do your research, though, and get a fair price. And there you have it, the hidden value behind the 2006 Lincoln penny. Who would have thought that a coin worth just 1 cent could hold the potential for hundreds, or even thousands, if you're lucky enough to have a rare variation? So, next time you get change, don't just throw those pennies aside, check them closely. You never know, you might just have a treasure waiting to be discovered. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more coin collecting tips, and let us know in the comments, did you check your 2006 pennies? Did you find anything interesting? Thanks for watching, and happy collecting. Next 2012 1 cent United States of America. Today, we're diving into one of the most common yet fascinating coins in your pocket, the 1 cent penny. Specifically, the 2012 United States penny. You might think a penny is only worth, well, 1 cent, but guess what? Some of these tiny treasures could actually hold a surprising value, with some rare coins fetching way more than face value. Let's start with the basics. The 2012 penny, also known as the Lincoln Shield cent, is part of the modern penny series introduced in 2010 to commemorate Lincoln's legacy. If you flip it over, you'll notice that familiar shield design on the reverse side, symbolizing strength and unity. And on the front, President Abraham Lincoln, looking as serious as ever. So, what makes this little coin special? The 2012 penny was minted in 3 locations, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia and Denver mints produced billions of these coins, but the San Francisco Mint only released the 2012 penny as a proof coin, making it rarer. The mintage totals around 3.5 billion for the regular circulation coins and around 1.7 million for the proof coins from San Francisco. Now, most pennies minted in 2012 are worth just that, 1 cent. But there are a few reasons why a collector might pay more for this coin. The main reason: condition. Collectors value coins that are in pristine, uncirculated condition. A high-grade, uncirculated 2012 penny, like those graded MS-68 or higher by the Professional Coin Grading Service, can fetch anywhere from $10 to $50. That's not bad for a penny. Okay, you're probably wondering, what's this talk about a penny worth millions? Well, let's clarify a few things here. Number 2012 penny has sold for $28 million. However, there have been other famous US coins, like the 1794 flowing hair silver dollar, which fetched nearly $10 million. Such coins are valuable due to their historical importance, rarity, and unique conditions. But, when it comes to the 2012 penny, there are some special varieties and errors that can drive up its price significantly. Here's what to look out for sometimes. During the minting process, small cracks can appear on the die, resulting in unique lines or chips on the coin. While minor, these imperfections can make a coin unique, and certain collectors seek them out. This is when the design is accidentally struck twice, giving a coin a doubled appearance in certain areas. While there aren't any known major double die errors for the 2012 penny, always keep an eye out, because if one is found, it would be incredibly valuable. This is when the coin is misaligned during the minting process, resulting in an off-center strike. Off-center errors can be worth anywhere from $10 to $100 depending on the degree of the misalignment. And don't forget about the proof pennies from San Francisco. These coins are minted with a unique process that gives them a mirror-like finish and sharp details. They're only sold in sets, not for general circulation, so they're harder to find out in the wild. If you get a 2012 S-proof penny in top condition, it can be worth anywhere from $5 to $20 now. Some of you might be wondering, how can I make my penny collection worth more? Here's the secret: grading is the process of evaluating a coin's condition, and even a small difference in grade can mean big money. For instance, a 2012 penny graded MS-67 might only fetch a few bucks, but one graded MS-68 could be worth 10 times as much. Look for pennies that are uncirculated or in mint state. Any slight variation or error can increase a penny's value. These limited mintage coins are worth more than the average penny. So, if you're sorting through your change jar, don't ignore the humble penny. You may not have a $28 million penny, but you could still stumble across a gem that's worth more than face value. And remember, the world of coin collecting isn't just about monetary value, it's also about preserving a piece of history. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this dive into the history and value of the 2012 penny, hit that like button, subscribe for more coin and collectible videos, and drop a comment if you've ever found a valuable penny. Who knows, you might just have a treasure in your pocket. Until next time, happy hunting. Today, we're digging into the surprising value of the 1998 1-cent United States coin and what makes it so special to collectors. Let's explore its history, its unique characteristics, and find out if there's a hidden fortune hiding in Euchre loose change. Before we jump into values, let's go back in time. The 1998 1-cent coin, often called the Lincoln cent, features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, or head's side, a design that dates all the way back to 1909. Victor David Brenner, the artist, created this portrait as a tribute to Lincoln's legacy and his role in unifying the nation. If you look closely, you'll sometimes see the initials VDB on the coin's reverse side, honoring Brenner's design. Although it may seem like every penny is just copper, the materials have changed over the years. In 1982, the U.S. Mint actually switched from using primarily copper to using a cheaper, copper-plated zinc composition. So, pennies from 1998 are primarily made of zinc, with only a thin layer of copper on the surface. This small detail can make a huge difference, especially when it comes to collector errors and rare minting anomalies. On its own, a 1998 penny in circulated condition is usually worth its face value, 1 cent. However, there are certain characteristics that can make it far more valuable. And no, not every 1998 penny will have these characteristics, so let's take a closer look at what to watch for. First up is the famous wide AM variety. In most 1998 pennies, the letters A and M in America on the reverse are almost touching. This is called the close AM. But in some rare instances, you'll find a wide AM variety, where there is a clear gap between the letters. This variation happened when the mint used a die intended for proof coins on regular circulation coins, creating an unexpected rarity. A 1998 wide AM penny in uncirculated condition can fetch anywhere from $20 to over $100, depending on the quality of the coin. That's quite an increase from just 1 cent. Another factor is mint errors. While they don't guarantee a $45 million price tag, certain errors on the 1998 penny can increase its value. Look for double dies, die cracks, or off-center strikes. Double dies occur when the design is stamped twice, creating a unique, doubled effect that collectors prize. In some cases, error coins in pristine condition have been known to sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auctions. If you're lucky enough to find a major error, you may have hit the jackpot. Now, let's address some myths. There's a lot of buzz online about 1998 pennies being worth $45 million. While this claim is exaggerated, certain rare pennies have sold for massive sums. However, these prices are usually tied to extremely rare minting errors or proof quality coins, and the everyday 1998 penny won't bring in millions. It's important to remember that 1998 pennies in circulated condition will typically only be worth a few cents or maybe a few dollars if they're a rare variety like the wide AM. The most valuable pennies are almost always in perfect, mint condition and authenticated by a grading service. So, how can you tell if your 1998 penny is one of the rare and valuable ones? Here are a few steps you can follow. Look at the word America on the reverse side of your coin. Check if there's a gap between the A and the M. Use a magnifying glass to inspect your coin for any signs of doubling or mint errors like die cracks. Condition matters a lot. Coins in pristine, uncirculated condition are usually worth more. If you think you found something valuable, consider getting it graded by a professional service like the PCGS or NGC. In summary, while the 1998 penny typically won't be worth $45 million, certain varieties and errors can make it valuable to collectors. If you find a wide AM variety or a unique error, you could be holding a coin worth a few hundred or even a few $1,000s. So, the next time you come across a 1998 penny, take a closer look. You might just have a hidden treasure in your pocket. Remember to subscribe for more coin insights and leave a comment if you've ever come across a rare penny. Next, 1943 1 cent United States of America. Today, they're some of the most valuable and sought-after coins in U.S. history. Alright, so how did these copper pennies even come to exist? Most experts believe these pennies were struck accidentally. A few copper planchets, which are the blank metal discs used to make coins, were left in the coin presses from 1942. When production started in 1943, these leftover copper planchets were stamped with the new date, resulting in the rare 1943 copper penny. Only a few dozen of these copper pennies are known to exist today, and they're divided among a few different U.S. mints. Some came from the Philadelphia Mint, marked by no mint letter, while others were struck at the Denver and San Francisco mints, marked with a small D or S under the date. Alright, let's get to what you're all here for, the value. Just how much is a 1943 copper penny worth? The answer can be jaw-dropping. Depending on the condition and where it was minted, these pennies can be worth anywhere from a few $100,000s to millions. One of the most famous sales happened in 2019, where a 1943 copper penny sold for a staggering $1.7 million. The most valuable examples are generally from the Denver Mint, as fewer Denver copper pennies have been discovered. But even a Philadelphia or San Francisco minted copper penny could easily fetch 6 or 7 figures at auction. So, why the high price? It's all about supply and demand. With only a handful of these coins in existence, they're considered one of the holy grails of American coin collecting. Now, you might be wondering, do I have a 1943 copper penny in my change jar? Here are a few tips for identifying one of these rare coins. Only pennies with a 1943 date are valuable in copper. If you have a 1943 penny that isn't silver-colored, you might have struck gold, or copper. In this case, copper pennies are brownish, while the common 1943 steel penny has a silver appearance. If your 1943 penny looks like a typical copper color, it's worth investigating. Steel pennies are magnetic, but copper pennies are not. If a 1943 penny doesn't stick to a magnet, there's a chance it could be a copper version. Because these pennies are so old, you'll usually see some wear. That being said, Collectors love high-grade examples, so if it's in excellent condition, it could increase the value even more. With such a high value, unfortunately, there are also a lot of fakes out there. Some people have altered regular steel pennies by coating them to look like copper or by changing the date. So, if you think you found a copper penny, it's essential to have it verified by a professional. Grading services like the Professional Coin Grading Service or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation can authenticate and grade your coin, helping you confirm if it's the real deal. Did you know? Some of the first 1943 copper pennies weren't discovered until the 1950s. They turned up in unusual places, including people's pocket change. Collectors who have found them usually have a story to tell about how they stumbled upon these historic coins by sheer luck. One of the best parts about the 1943 copper penny is that it reminds us how valuable even the smallest things can be. Imagine finding a penny that's worth more than your car, your house, or even your entire bank account. If you do have a valuable coin, such as a 1943 copper penny or any other rare coin, protecting it is essential. Keeping it in a safe, temperature-controlled environment will help preserve its value. And if you're a collector, consider investing in coin storage and protective cases. Thank you for joining us on this fascinating journey through the history and mystery of the 1943 copper penny. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay updated on more incredible stories of rare coins and collectibles. Who knows? Maybe you have a fortune hiding in your pocket right now.